Everybody nationally wants to say it like this these days.
Duval.
But we here at Helmets and Heels and 1010XL know there is no one who is more Duval than Duval Pat himself, Pat Bryant, the pride of not only the University of Illinois, but also Atlantic Coast High School. Wow. Man, oh man, Pat, if I had told you when I was interviewing you and Mike Montemayor 5 years ago we'd be having this conversation, what would you say? What would I say? I'd say I knew it all along. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Enjoying the process. Ready to hear my name called.
It's a process that so many of us knew 5-6 years ago that you were destined for, Pat. But here we are. You took the road less traveled. Let's start with that. You made the decision to go play for Lovie Smith, to go play at the University of Illinois. You stuck through with a coaching change, with the Fighting Illini. Walk us through these last 5 years for you, your decision to leave Duval County, your home, and make a name for yourself in the Big Ten.
Just going through the recruiting process, never really been the type, to kind of follow the hype. I always wanted to, create my own path. And just going to the University of Illinois, my main focus was, get on the field early and just get used to the speed of the game and, help turn the program around. And I feel like I did a great job of that, just through my 4 years. It was just more of a just wait your turn and just trust the process, just coming up as a freshman, did what I had to do to get on the field and became wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, and then just waited my opportunity for my senior year and just went out there and put on the show to get to the next level.
Pat, when we were talking about that coaching transition, we know players commit to coaches just as much they do schools a lot. So when you did find out that Lovie Smith would not be the coach when you were starting, was there any hesitation at all, or were you just that committed to Illinois?
I mean, always, like I said, once I make a commitment, I'm a very loyal person, so I made the commitment to the university. Lovie actually called me and told me he felt like it was still a great opportunity for me to go out there and compete in a great conference and make a name for myself. So I went ahead and ran with it, did a little research on Coach B, saw that he was a great coach, great players coach. So trusted in him, man, and just trusted in the family at the University of Illinois, and it all paved the way.
Pat, do you keep in touch with Tommy DeVito?
TD, yeah, Tommy Cutler, that's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah, we chop it up all the time.
And what has he told you about the draft process?
He said, enjoy it, man. You only get this experience one time in life, man, and just it goes by quick. He said, once your name called, it's straight to business. You right on that field. So he was just telling me, like, this whole next year is going to be strictly ball, so lock in, man, and just once I get an opportunity, take full advantage of it.
Pat Bryant, Atlantic Coast High School's own, of course, now of the University of Illinois, and expected to hear his name called at some point this weekend in the NFL draft. All right, Pat, let's talk a little X's and O's here. This notion of wide receivers in the modern game, the idea of the ability to flex inside, outside, not just being an X or a Z wide receiver, not just being a prototypical slot wide receiver. What do you make of that discourse, and is it maybe something that you, in your preparation for the NFL draft, have really had to hone your skills and say, hey, I want to showcase to all 32 teams that I can flex inside or outside?
Yeah, that's been my main focus, man, just showcasing my skills and my abilities, whether that's playing the slot, playing the outside. You can even throw me in there a little flex tight end if you need to, but just showing my abilities to not only catch the ball, I can block, I can have yards after the catch, and just be that big play guy that can turn the momentum of games and help win games as well.
Pat, I want to go back a little bit to this last year because there was a lot of special moments for you. One of them coming against Northwestern where you tied the Illinois touchdown record and it was at Wrigley Field. So I'm sure that was a cool experience. But also then beating South Carolina, who was a team that a lot of people were talking about should have been in that college football playoff. Their defense was talked about a ton. So share a little bit about those two experiences and how special those were for you as you were kind of leaving that college experience.
I mean, just that Illinois record was very special because, just going there, my main focus was to make a name for myself and just leave my name in history books. And I ended up breaking the Illinois, the stadium touchdown record, and then ended up tying the all-time receiving touchdown record as well with Brandon Lloyd. So very special experience, especially in front of a crowd, in the home state of Illinois, at Chicago Wrigley Field, going against our rivals and getting that trophy back was a very special experience. And then just having faith in my guys, allowing them to go out there and, and fight and battle, to win the Citrus Bowl without me. I was still there in the stands, but to see them, put their head down, grind and work, and they just, leave history at the University of Illinois. And then just based off that, the program has done nothing but going up. So the sky's the limit for those guys these next few years.
Pat, I'm going to run through some of your accolades. Top 10 all-time receiving yards at Illinois. team captain, 2025 Senior Bowl. You had 2 catches for 47 yards, all Big Ten team from the Associated Press, and then certainly second team selection as Phil Steele, All-American. Your family has to be so incredibly proud of you.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. They just, they always been there to support me, whether it was Atlantic Coast, playing Pop Warner at Ocean Way, whatever it was, whatever sport it was, they were always there in my corner to support me. They traveled up to Illinois almost every weekend to come watch me play. So, without them, a lot of this would be, impossible. Just having them, knowing that they have my back, and just knowing not only them, but the whole city of Jacksonville, knowing that everybody has faith in me, it was very, very special, my past few years in college.
You can find him on X at Duval Pat 3. All right, Pat, it's time for the question, especially now that your alma mater, Atlantic Coast, has retweeted this live stream of our program today. It's time for the question that everyone wants to know. Have you had any contact with the Jacksonville Jaguars in your pre-draft process?
Yes, I've had a lot of contact, with the Jaguars. It'd honestly be a dream come true, just, growing up a Jaguars fan and just, going to that stadium and watching all those games. It's just playing for the hometown to be very special. So drafting the next few days, if they call my name, I might shed a few tears, but it'll all be worth it just playing for the hometown team.
I know that one Chad Kushner would have the photo of you in the stadium at the Gator Bowl ready to go, if that is to come to pass. We're going to manifest that, Pat. I'm curious, though, what's been the biggest surprise for you? What's been the craziest anecdote you can share from your pre-draft process?
I would probably say just doing the speed interviews at the Combine and the Senior Bowl. It's kind of like speed days, just going around, talk to a lot of teams in the span of just 5 minutes, just trying to fit my whole life story in that and just trying to sell myself as a great player and a great person I am was pretty fun. But honestly, overall, just this whole process has been very special, just communicating with guys. And not only that, but just, meeting guys that I saw on college football, playing against those guys was very special. So overall, a great experience. Like I said, you only get this experience once. So I've just been soaking it all in.
Pat, would you be ready for those 100-degree September football games again? Because Illinois is a little bit different.
I feel like I was born and raised in that heat, so it might take me a little time to get back to it, but not too long, not too long.
Pat, who is the NFL wide receiver that you would say you model your game after the closest?
I'd probably say Justin Jefferson, just having that same physical prototype and just being able to, use my size to advantage and create separation. Not only that, but yards after the catch as well. I've kind of been watching him since he was back in college, and throughout my college career, I would turn him on Sundays, on our off days, and just try to add some things to my game that he does.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I'd say so. And again, Pat, it goes back to what you noted, that inside-outside versatility that I think, for you especially, like you're a player who, because you're a bigger-bodied guy, maybe even 5-6 years ago when you got to college, maybe the thought is, oh, well, he's a X wide receiver. So how do you go about developing yourself as, hey, I can also go inside?
Really, that comes into, just maturing and understanding the game of football, especially at the college level, just being able to adapt to, different coverages and getting open versus man. It really was just putting me in a position to be successful, and my ability to adapt, from the inside, outside, just being able to move around the field and play those various positions it wasn't that hard. But, I had older guys to look up to, like Isaiah Williams, a guy that a prototypical inside slot receiver gave me some tactics. So, we used to always work out together, so I added some things from him to my game. It was just only up from there. I told Coach my senior year, put me anywhere. I just wanted to show my versatility to the guys at the next level to show them that I could play any position on the field.
Well, the YouTube chat line is loving it, by the way, Pat. They're all yelling, bring Pat home.
Please. Jaguars.
One of the things that if you watch your tape at all or if you read about you, a lot of the draft profiles, Pat, are saying, talk about your hands. You have some of the best hands in college football during your time up there at Illinois. So what does a daily workout for you look like when you're working on that part of your game?
So really, my main focus is to catch at least 100 balls today. So whether that's 50 before practice, 25 before practice, 75 after, just catching at least 100 a day. And not only that, being able to catch consistent catches. So we have like managers. I love my managers. They always stay with me after practice. They had like little padded pencils that they hit me with to help me with contested catches. So my main focus was just improve each year, whether it was drops, touchdowns, whatever it was, just to get better each week. So just coming in every day, just getting those catches in. And then my main focus when the ball in the air was always mine. So whenever it came to 50-50 balls, it was more of a 90-10, and Luke knew that. So he always knew to put the ball up and not come down with it.
Pat, where do you think you'll be drafted at this point in time?
I've been hearing a lot of things, but I'm thinking more day 2, somewhere in day 2, earlier, later day 2 is what I've been hearing a lot. But hey, I'm just happy to hear my name called, just to get the opportunity, to reach my dreams and get to the next level. I know once I get in the door, I'll be there for a real, real long time.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter where you're drafted. You're going to go out there and prove yourself for sure. Can you leave us with a Duval, please?
Duval.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Come
There
on.
you
You
go.
can't hear that, James Gladstone, and not say I need this man in the building. Real quick, Pat, for those who may have just heard Pat Bryant's on 1010XL, I got to turn on the radio in my car. You said you've had a lot of contact with the Jaguars. Compare that to maybe contact with some other teams. Is it more, less than maybe some others?
I probably feel it's more. I talked to them at the Senior Bowl. I talked to them at the Combine. We did a few Zooms. So it's been very, very special. My head coach has talked to their head coach, the owner. So it's been a lot into it. So, I mean, hey, it's the matter of who gets me first at this point.
I love
Yeah, it's
it.
a race to Pat Bryant.
It's the race to Pat Bryant. Duval Pat, man. Let's bring you home. Appreciate you hopping on with Helmets and Heels.
All right, thank you guys so much.
And truly, again, a self-made man who, once upon a time, yes, he didn't want to say it, but he grew up a Florida State fan, wanted to play out in Tallahassee.
Yeah,
And
he was offered
Yeah,
by
he received
Tallahassee.
an offer from both Florida State and Miami. Yep.
yes.
But
Penn
ultimately-
State, Kansas.
But he wanted that. I remember when I went to Atlantic Coast High School and Mike Montemayor was the coach back then, and I said, no, and he said, no, I need to get on the field and I need to prove that this is my way and I'm doing it my way and I'm blazing a trail that no one else has been through before.
Also shot.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.